بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله وبعد. Today inshallah we carry on in the lesson the correct way of pronouncing Fatha, Damma and Kasra, and also Alif, Waw and Ya. We draw the diagram sort of here. So this is the Alif, that's the correct way of saying the Alif and the Fatha. And it happens when we open our mouth here. We open our mouth medium without exaggeration in the opening, and the alif is just like a fatha, but you stretch longer, and the stretching doesn't happen because you open your mouth more, rather the vocal cords vibrate longer, like ba fatha. If we have fatha, ba fatha, ba, ba fatha ba, but ba fatha alif, ba. So we open our mouth with the fatha. With the kasra, we go this direction, and also the ya is a long kasra. So if you have kasra, or you have kasra followed by ya, then you lower your jaw. That's how we do the kasra. We lower our jaw. And what happens inside the mouth? The emptiness becomes tighter, becomes smaller. And why is that? Because first, as we draw before, if these are the lips, and if the correct way is the red in the middle, that's if it ba. So if you go in that direction, you're opening your mouth more to the outside. And if you go in this direction, inside, so you're pushing your lips towards the inside. So the gap here inside will be smaller. And other reason for that is of the tongue. The makhraj over there is the middle of the tongue. So if you go like this direction, you push your lips to the inside, what happened to the tongue? The middle of the tongue get lifted. It goes up. Why? Because you are pushing it, you're squeezing it. Like, look at this. Imagine, if I show you the camera, like, say, if you have, imagine this is the tongue. And here, this end is the lips. So this is, imagine this paper is the tongue and this is the lips. So if you push him to the inside, what happened? Look, it lifts, the middle lifts up. So when you're pushing your lips to the inside, you're forcing your tongue from the middle to go up. So what happened then? If this is the mouth and this is the tongue and this is the upper palate, so if the middle goes up, so the gap inside your mouth gets smaller, becomes tighter, because this area all now is occupied by the tongue. So the middle of the tongue going up, which is basically the makhraj of the ya, the makhraj of the ya is the middle of the tongue. When the middle of the tongue goes up, it makes the gap, the space inside you, so the sound will sound emptier. Be, if I go this direction as we explained, like here, be, so this is taqleel. We said this is taqleel. Here is taqleel. And here is imala. So this is imala. And this is taqleel. Now, if we go more towards the ya, we will have the ya. E, A, E, E. And we said we need only this one, A, Ba, Ta, and this one, E, B, T. Now, what happens if we go towards the wow? If you go towards the wow, instead of opening your mouth here, vertical in this direction, you opening in that direction. Bo, bo. You're creating more empty, more gap, like more space. So the emptiness inside your mouth becomes more. And this reflects on the sound. Like if I draw, it will be like sort of in here. Here. So this sound, here the green one, this one here, it will sound like bo, do, tho, jo, do, do. What if you open more, your lips more to the outside by circling your lips? We said we open our mouth with the Fatha and Alif, and we circle our lips with the Damma and the Waw. So if you circle in your lips, like here, to the outside, what are you doing? You're mixing a bit of a Damma or a bit of a Waw with the Fatha and with the Alif. So if we circle our lips more, like here, you could say, for example, 50-50, then the sound will be O, Bo, To, like in between. So some people could hear it like as Alif, some people could hear it like Wa. If we say Bo, Bo, some people might have impression that you mean Ba. Some people might think you mean Boo. But if you do that one closer to the Alif, this one like Ba, Ba, clearly you mean Alif. Ba, Ta. But that one here, more Wow. Like Bo, To, and both are wrong. This direction is wrong and this direction is wrong. We need to have only Ba, Ta, Tha by opening our mouth, as we explained, and Bu, Tu, U by circling our lips. Anything in between in this area is wrong. We should open our mouth with the Fatha and the Alif without pushing our lips to the outside, because then the Waw will come into the Alif. So you're mixing bit of a Waw with the Alif. You're mixing bit of a Damma with the Fatha. We should not circle our lips at all to the outside. We should stay in this level. You open vertically. Ba, ta. Those sounds here are wrong and they are common. Usually people tend to go here to have حرف الاستعلاء. Like for example, ta. Ta, there's a mechanism inside your mouth how the ta happens. We study that inshallah later when we talk about حرف الاستعلاء. But the ta is a heavy letter من أحرف الاستعلاء مفخم, and the ta is empty. So what do? Instead of saying ta, ta, they say ta, but in this direction it becomes to, or even look, that one, to. So to, they mean ta, or this one, ta, they mean ta, and both are wrong because the ta does not happen like that. Yes, the makhraj of the ta and the makhraj of the ta is the same, but the isti'la makes the ta, and the istifal makes the ta. So ta has to be pure ta. We can't just open our lips or circle our lips while we opening our mouth, because if we do so, the the Fatha and the Alif will be mixed with Damma and Waw. So that's here for the Alif and the Waw and the Ya. So we talked about, how could by mistake do like in this area to mix Alif with Ya. And now we talked as well how to mix like Alif with Waw. And we should also avoid that. Now how about this area? How could we mix Waw with Ya? Do people do that? Is there a mistake that you mix Waw with Ya? Yes, they do. How do you mix Waw with Ya? Simply by mixing the two mechanism with each other, by circling our lips and lowering our jaw. We said when you lower your jaw, the middle of the tongue goes up. Remember the paper? When you push your lips to the inside, you're pushing your tongue and it get lifted from the middle, which is the makhraj of the ya. So if you do that in the same time while you circling your lips, it will happen that a new sound will emerge, and this sound will be like mixed between Waw and Ya. How could we do that? As I said, circle your lips for the Waw and for the Damma. Ooh, ooh. And now lower your jaw and the middle of the tongue goes up, obviously, with the Kasra. E, ooh, E. Now, how do we mix them both? How do we go here? Like this. Ooh, E, E. I'm lifting the middle of the tongue by lowering my jaw. E, and then I'm circling my lips in the same time. E, E. And that is also a common mistake for lots of people, to be honest, for nations as well. Because today no one speaks Arabic or like the language of the Quran any more. But when we read Quran, we should all follow the rule of Tajweed. So if we in our background, in our accents, we have any of these mistakes, we should avoid them when we do Quran. Like when you do Damma, like kuntum, tum. If you say tum, tum, you're mixing Kasra with Fatha, with Damma. If you say mu'minun, noon, I have heard so many students doing this, like, what's the solution? The solution is to circle your lips properly. If you circle your lips properly, you're not pushing on the tongue, so the middle of the tongue will not be lifted up to mix the ya with the waw. Rather, you will have pure waw, like this. Ooh, ooh, boo, tu, kun, tum, mu, mi, noon, noon, noon. Ooh, boo. So if you circle your lips properly, the middle of the tongue will not go up. It will not go up, and the ya will not comes out. And that is how you do it. We should lower our jaw without circling our lips if we are meant to do Kasra. And we should circle our lips without pushing our lips to the inside, lowering our jaw, lifting the middle of the tongue. If we meant to do Damma, just only circling the lips. So these three axes, or these three directions, if you like. E. That's what we should make sure that we bring in our recitation. And it's not only about the Fatha Damma Kasra or about the Alif Waw Ya, because it's not like something like minor. It's about the whole recitation. You know, the recitation, the whole recitation will be transformed into something very beautiful. It's not something minor. You think that I'm only doing the Fatha Damma Kasra. No, the whole recitation. Every word is either mutaharrik or sakin, and you will have vowels, long vowels or short vowels. And if we bring this into practice, this lesson is very simple and very easy to be understood. But the application, the practice, it takes time. The first stage is to understand that. And if we teach small children, like very, very young children, the qaida, from the qaida they have to start learning this. Like I hear some people, like when they read qaida or they teach qaida, either they will say alif. So let's take this alif. If you say alif, alif, what's the mistake that I made? This lesson here, it will be reflected like more than 99% into like your recitation, into the tajweed of the Quran. And what left is just very, very little thing, like some rule of ghunna, rule of mad. But this one is the accent itself, the way you pronounce the letters. So all the mistakes, mostly 99% of them, falls into this, doing mistakes in performing the Fatha Damma Kasra Alif Waw and Ya. So now if I said Alif, what's the mistake? Alif. Here, I went this. I went this direction instead of making the Kasra of the lam here, li. This is Kasra. Kasra same as Ya, so I have to go here. So Alif, I said Alif, lef. So if you stretch this lef, le, I say be. I'm reading the qaida. Ba, the name of the letter is ba, and you pronounce it as such. Ba, fatha alif. Ba. What if I say ba, te? I should not teach children very young ba, because they will learn that and it will stay with them. It will be very difficult in the future to get rid of it. Rather ba, not ba. If I say ba, I'm going here. Taqleel. What if I say ba, alif, ba, ta, tha? I'm going here. This level, which is also wrong. This is mixing alif with ba. You could say 70% alif and 20% wa. Or you could go even more, 50-50. 50% alif and 50% wa. Bo or ba, they're all wrong. So this is very important. As you could see, very important lesson is the correct way of saying Fatha Damma Kasra. As I said, it's not something like simple. You think, oh, it's just only Fatha Damma Kasra. It's to do with every single word in the Holy Quran. And if you fix this, the short vowel Fatha Damma Kasra, and the long vowel Alif that is following Fatha, Waw that is following Damma, Ya and that following Kasra, the whole recitation will become so much beautiful and more accurate.